you do again?
What is that Tokusatsu thingy you
What's
talk
it
about?
called?
Taco? No, it's Tokusatsu. God, and now I'm hungry. People always ask what the heck I do on this channel and what I talk about, and it does make me giggle. Hearing all your alternative names for it, but that is fine. Let me explain. I am not a gatekeeper of the genre. I want to share this genre, why I love it, and also the hype I feel when watching the shows. Though it looks a bit funky, let me assure you, give it a chance as I explain what the heck the genre Tokusatsu is all about. Kezza, Henshin. Now, to explain this in the best way I can, we will talk about the who, the what, the where, and the why, with explanations if you want to get into the nitty-gritty. But if you're all for learning about this genre, then keep watching. And yeah, I do realize many have made similar videos to this before me, but I want to do my own version with a fresh new spin, and this is also connected to a future series of videos I want to start, so. However, this will be announced at the end, so keep watching. Now let's start with the who. Who would enjoy such a genre of action and adventure? Well, there are many subgenres, so let's name a few. If anyone likes anime, action, wrestling, romance, mythical creatures, monsters, magic, police, science fiction, war, fantasy, or horror, then we will find something for you. Also, if you've seen Power Rangers, or Kamen Rider, Dragon Knight, or Masked Rider, or any superhero movie, then you have already dabbled in this genre, even just slightly. Now for the basic explanation. What, pray tell, is a Tokusatsu thingy? I would also like to know. Tokusatsu is a very popular Japanese genre of entertainment, specifically from Japan, derived from the very literal meaning of the word special photography or special effects. It's what it says on the tin really, a genre filled of TV shows and movies, typically live action, that are specific to using special effects such as explosions, suitmation, which are people dressed up in monster or mecha suits, and the use of scale models of cities, skylines, and mountains for gigantic mecha and monster fights. Now this genre also touches on fantasy and horror elements and more, almost anime-like with its comedy, so you may want to include a lot more shows to this genre, but unfortunately, Tokusatsu is specifically in Japan, and though things may be similar, may not actually be included in the genre, some would say. However, it could be technically toku. The lines between genres of is it an anime or just an American cartoon are getting blurrier and blurrier with each year, and some may consider an American-made cartoon such as Avatar: The Last Airbender to be an anime. This debate is relevant to our own question. Is Tokusatsu something more broader to interpretation or more tied down to specifics of its source, protected by the die-hard fans? It's all up for debate, but I won't gatekeep anything, so let's have this discussion in the comments down below. Yes, the genre is more popular in Japan and other Asian countries. Only some shows have had such successes to be known out of the country like Godzilla, Sentai, and Kamen Rider. However, it's still a genre that needs love and respect, having inspired many shows and movies that you have watched specifically, and having a long history starting from the times of early Japanese theatre with kabuki and bunraku. It's been very influential and many people don't even know about it, which is a shame. Power Rangers comes from this genre. Anime, heavily inspired by this genre. And Doctor Who, most likely. And Marvel, definitely inspired, but more to come next. Now let's list some of them. If any of them interest you, take a note of the name, as each show I mention is followed by many seasons, movies, stage shows, and even more content for you to sink your teeth into. I'll also have a link to a Google Doc in the description full of toku shows, as I'll be here for hours if I try and name every single one. Also some links in the description so you guys can watch it too. Enjoy! Firstly, we have Godzilla, a giant monster causing calamity and rampage through cities. If you'd like disaster movies, watch this and other kaiju movies. Kaiju meaning big monsters. We have Kamen Rider, heroes with powerful swords or guns, and Super Sentai, teams of warriors clad in colourful suits, both defeating evil. If you like heroes and powers, team-ups and glory, then this is for you. Ultraman is next, and is one of the oldest tokusatsu shows, including giant red and silver advanced beings from space with timers on their chests that can fight other gigantic monsters with laser beams that come out from their forearms. And this is all true. If you love sci-fi in a semi-military lens and monsters, then you will love this. Next is Garo, telling the story of wolf-armored heroes fighting against dark demonic manifestations called horrors. If you like darker shows and wolves, then this one is definitely for you. And Metal Heroes, as it says on the tin, is all about metal heroes, characters that are androids, cyborgs, or human beings who don metallic armored suits. If you like space, military, and police-based operations, you will love this. Obviously, this is just a very small list compared to the backlog of shows that could be watched in this genre, but you will find something that you will enjoy, I promise. And all can be found on a variety of websites, Facebook groups, and more. Will be listed in the description and document as well. I feel that was a lot to take in, so we shall move on and talk about where to start. This is a big question, as there is a whole history backlog of many shows of all subgenres from the tokusatsu genre, so I get that this may seem overwhelming, but I shall try my best to explain and suggest shows to watch first with my TRC, the Tokusatsu Research Team. People, when starting to watch this genre, normally go with the big three: Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, and Ultraman, which in my opinion and experience is a great place to start. But depending on what you want and enjoy specifically may determine where you start yourself, and you may find yourself going down many rabbit holes. That's what many of us did. For now, let's get some recommendations from my Discord for shows you should start with the main three I mentioned before, including some one-off seasons that I recommend too. Leapin' Red says, Sentai, perhaps watch their favourite Power Ranger counterparts. So if you have watched Power Rangers and have a favourite season, why not give the original a watch? Usama says Sentai, Leapin' Rangers are flipping incredible, lol. Yes, this is a Sentai season based around the idea of police and thieves. Very fun and bright, and interesting character developments between our opposing teams. Ibuckle for Kamen Rider recommends Kamen Rider Den-O. Amazing characters, barely any plot, but it goes so goddamn hard. With Detective Kamen Mask X agreeing. Oh yeah, Den-O is a good choice. Detective Kamen Mask X also suggested classic typical fun suggestions such as W, a detective story, and Fours, a school drama with friends and spaces. Hickory suggests Ultraman shows, Ultraman Trigger and Ultraman Decker, which is on YouTube for easy access, but their personal favorites are the following: Z, Geed, Ginga, and RB. To be honest, I don't know too much about Ultraman, so I'm also taking notes. Are you? But Brevin suggests, for a series like Ultraman, while you can truly start anywhere, my best recommendations is Ultraman Z. It tells its own story while also giving references to previous series, which could potentially intrigue you and lead you to watching more. Thank you guys for the help. Now for some one-offs that I think you would like. This obviously isn't for everyone, but just take it like a pinch of salt. Something a bit different. Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon shows the adventures of a schoolgirl bestowed with powers of the moon to defeat the Dark Kingdom, accompanied with sentient stuffed toy cats Luna and Artemis. Yes, this is an anime, but they did a live-action drama, so it counts. If you like magical girls and pretty transformations, then this is for you. Dogenja's a story of local heroes working in a city with a rookie-to-hero storyline with wholesome and funny moments. And Yokai Ningen Bem, with yokai wanting to live like humans. If you like this, then, oh, you know the drill by now, then it is for you. So much to choose from and experience, all at your fingertips, so don't go hating on it. You may surprise yourself. I was in your position years ago, so just give it a go. Now, I need to admit something, guys. I lied. Oh, sorry. This video was a way to get you to hear about my new series that I'm starting soon, called Technically Toku. Smooth, right? A whole ass video to advertise my future videos? Don't mind if I do. I will be introducing more Toku or Toku-ish shows to all of you and reviewing them. Asking 3 main questions: did I enjoy? Do I recommend? And finally, is it Toku? I hope to have some friends join me in the viewing process of the first 3 episodes, a preview of sorts, and then discuss the context and such alongside. If you enjoy the videos I do on the shows we watch, then we will do a deep dive to continue watching the shows. All you have to do is let me know you enjoy the series and what you think of it. Hope you are ready for Technically Toku, or TT for short. I know that sounds weird, but go along with it. Will they get the 3 out of 3 TT points? Behave! Now, as I said before, don't go hating on it, as you may surprise yourself. Dive in and give it a go. I hope you guys have noted down some names of shows that you're gonna give a try to, and hope to see you guys soon. Hope I have hyped this up for you. Kezza, Henshin, Matane.